In this video, I want to look at three more important antiderivative facts, all three of which come from particular differentiation problems. So the first differentiation problem that I want to look at is finding the derivative of the log of the sine of x. And this is a simple chain rule problem. The derivative of the log of junk by the chain rule is going to be 1 over the junk times the derivative of the junk. Now the derivative of sine x is cosine x, so our final answer to this derivative problem would look like cosine x over sine x, but we can simplify this using some trig. Cosine divided by sine is just another name for the cotangent of x. So our derivative problem says that the derivative of the log of the sine of x is equal to cotangent of x. And we can rewrite this derivative as an antiderivative fact that says the antiderivative of cotangent of x dx will be the log of the sine of x plus any constant that you want to add. And that should be added to our list of known antiderivatives. Our second differentiation problem is going to be take the derivative of the log of the cosine of x. And when I do this, again, it's a simple chain rule problem. The derivative of the log of junk is 1 over the junk times the derivative of the junk. But the derivative of cosine is minus the sine of x. So we get minus the sine of x divided by the cosine of x, and when we use some trig, this becomes minus the tangent of x. So our derivative problem's answer is that the derivative of ln of cosine of x is minus the tangent of x. And I want to isolate just a positive tangent on one side, so I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by -1. And when I do that, we get the derivative of minus the log of the cosine of x turns out to be positive the tangent of x. And I want to rewrite this particular derivative as an antiderivative. That derivative fact can be rewritten as the antiderivative of the tangent of x is going to be equal to minus the log of the cosine of x plus any constant that we want to add. Now there's one more thing that I want to say here. This is a perfectly good way of writing this particular antiderivative fact, but some books will use properties of logs to rewrite this fact ever so slightly, and I want to look at that. So I want to kind of make a note here. Minus the log of the cosine of x can be rewritten as the log of 1 over the cosine of x using log facts. And 1 over the cosine is just another name for the secant of x. And so in some books, you will see the antiderivative of the tangent of x being written as the log of the secant of x plus whatever constant that you want. And in other books, you'll see it written as minus the log of the cosine of x plus any constant that you want. And either one of these answers is an acceptable answer. So you need to get one of these two things written on your list of antiderivatives. The third antiderivative fact that I want to introduce in this particular video comes from this differentiation problem. I want to look at the derivative of x times the log of x minus x. Now, if I'm looking at this derivative, the first thing is I want to break this up at that minus sign. We've got the derivative of x times ln x minus the derivative of x. And this particular part is a very simple derivative to take. This one requires the product rule. So when I look at the derivative of x times ln x, I need the derivative of x, which is simply a 1, times ln x, and then I'm going to add x times the derivative of the log, which is 1 over x. Then I have this minus sign, and then I have the derivative of x, which is just a 1. When I clean the arithmetic up, I find that my derivative becomes ln x plus a 1 minus a 1, which is just ln x. In other words, what we've got is this derivative fact of x ln x minus x turns out to be the log of x. And I can rewrite this particular derivative fact as an antiderivative fact, and the antiderivative fact would say that the antiderivative of the log with respect to x is going to be the function x times ln x minus an x plus any constant that you want to add. And this fact should also be written to our list of antiderivatives. So to tie this up, we have these 3 antiderivative facts to add to our list of antiderivatives. The antiderivative of the tangent of x can be written as minus the log of the cosine of x plus any constant that you want to add. The antiderivative of the cotangent of x can be written as the log of the sine of x plus any constant that you want to add. And the antiderivative of the log of x can be written as x times ln x minus x plus any constant that you want to add. So make sure you have these 3 antiderivatives added to your list of antiderivative facts.